Hi, I'm Allie, and this is Wisdom for Living. 3 minutes of your week, wisdom for a lifetime. As a life coach, I pay a lot of attention to the real issues that people face. Now, here is a big issue. Many people do not walk around feeling that they have a good friend, a confidant, a person who feels their needs at least almost as strongly as they feel their own, a person who feels the pain of their pains and feels the joy of their joys, someone who really cares about them. Now, this is a big problem because a good friend is a life changer. A good friend is good for our physical health and good for our mental health. They help us cope. They help us ease our burden by carrying the load with us. They help us recognize our inner strengths and cultivate them. They sometimes keep us from making destructive choices. A good friend is a necessity, and many of us do not feel that we have one. And I have bad news for you. Your 1,200 friends on Facebook are not an indicator of your ability to have friends or be a good friend. They're more of an indication that you're addicted to your iPhone. So what does it take to be a good friend? The Torah tells us in the Mishnah, in the Ethics of Our Fathers, in Pirkei Avot, it says, Kanei lecha chaver. That means buy for yourself a friend, but it's not talking about a financial transaction. It's telling us that a good friend requires time and effort. It's a commitment, almost like a marriage. It requires saying, I'm there for you, and actually meaning it. It requires empathy, where you enter into your friend's pain and your friend's sorrow and your friend's life, and you feel her joy and her pain. Because think about it. When you have your fourth child, do you not have as much joy as when you had your first child? When your third child gets accepted into college, do you not feel as much joy as when your first child got accepted? A good friend feels those joys and feels those pains alongside with you. But before you start hand-wringing and finger-pointing and blaming the world for not being your friend in the way that you need it, ask yourself, what kind of friend am I? Am I a good friend? Do I behave in the way people would, do I behave in the way that I would want people to behave toward me? That's the way to do it. Instead of looking at how friends don't come through for you, take some inner work and ask yourself the following 4 questions about how empathetic you are as a friend. Question number 1. Now you may want to write these down. Question number 1. How would I hope my friend would describe me? Question number 2. How do I need to act so my friend would describe me that way? Number 3. How would my friend actually describe me? And the last question, number 4, what behaviors and attitudes do I need to change so my friend would describe me in the way that I want her to? These questions require some soul searching. But if you do this work and ask yourself what it takes for you to be a good friend, the irony is you'll get the greatest gift of all, the ability to be a true friend for somebody else.